Hello and welcome to this episode of the Picturehub Show. Today we have Craig Zoowie, luxury event designer and fashion consultant. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
So today we'll be talking about luxury.
Yes, my favorite subject.
Yes, tell us about what is luxury? How do you define luxury?
Well, there is a universal, a definition when it comes to luxury, that you associate with comfort, great opulence, great expense, obviously. Beautiful things are expensive. Beautiful experiences are expensive. But then also it's a state of mind. You can have a beautiful experience which is luxurious and it's not as expensive as people would attach a price tag to an experience. So it's more of a state of mind, being comfortable, being happy with either a service you're giving, a service you're receiving, or a product that you're purchasing as well.
According to that definition, can something be luxurious and not be expensive?
Yes, definitely.
Wow. Okay. So, maybe can you give an example of?
I can give you an example of, say, somebody who makes leather keyrings.
Okay.
For example.
Yeah.
That product is not greatly expensive, right? But then it's made of pure leather. You could have an affinity for leather, and that is one of your most prized possessions.
Yes.
So you're happy with it, but you did not pay $100,000 for a keyring. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it could be someone on the side of the road who made it, but they used pure leather for it.
Okay.
You understand? Wow. So in your own definition of that being one of your most prized possessions, it's a luxurious product that you purchased and you enjoy having that leather, pure leather keyring. You see what I mean? And at the same time, you could have, say, the same gentleman who made your keyring, his brand grows far beyond, it becomes a big brand, maybe call him Mr. Moyo or whatever leather products.
Yeah.
In a couple of years, it's a big conglomerate.
Yeah.
He's refined his leather.
Yeah.
His leather now looks better than the keyring, the
Yeah.
keychain that you purchased.
Yeah.
Obviously, now his brand has grown. His keyring is going to go. But still, you understand that, this is a bigger brand now. His leather has improved, his his processes of producing that same keyring have changed.
Yes.
So now you're talking of a bigger scale, a bigger brand, great expense.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I like how you mentioned, I had one question when you're speaking who invokes, is Mr. Moyo making the key rings the one who invokes that feeling, or it's just an affinity that you have before you even meet Mr. Moyo?
Okay, so it starts with Mr. Moyo. How he then sells the keychain to you, how you feel when you hear his story, because people buy stories and experiences as well.
That's something.
You know what I mean? So he invokes that feeling in you. He can literally lie to you and say this is pure leather.
Yeah.
But how he sells it confidently as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then also you yourself might know that actually, you know what, this is not leather. But he invokes the feeling, the experience. When you come into contact with his brand, how does that brand make you feel?
Yeah.
What's the story behind the brand?
Yeah.
So all those aspects help in building a brand into whatever anybody would want to have. Either it's a luxurious brand or it's a mediocre brand or whatever you'd want to have as your brand. Yeah. And
then while on the same point, I think as long as I've known VIP hosting, I've always associated it with luxury. And without knowing what luxury is, I just, you just get the sense that, okay, this is not your everyday business. These are not like, you could literally just go buy flowers, put them on the table at the end of the day, But there's a way, and how do you do that? How did you get to a point where you create that real estate in people's heads where you are associated with luxury?
Yeah. Okay. When it comes to VIP hosting as an event management firm, what we've done is we are very intentional with every detail of our business.
Yeah.
So from the point of contact, with VIP hosting, from the minute you call us, you know,
they're just singing on the call.
Yes, the way we'll answer our phones,
Yeah.
you know, the way we'll speak to you with regards to your event or whatever project you'd like us to work on for you. We're very intentional.
Yes.
We are working you as you call us. So being intentional has also made us grow in the business.
Yeah.
So we are very careful with our language. We are very careful with our own personal characters.
Yes.
You know, the way we dress. When we meet you for that first consultation, we want to make sure that we leave you impressed. You know, people will say, people mustn't judge by the way somebody dress, but we judge. Everybody judges, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So before anybody speaks, everybody has looked at the way you're dressed, right? Before you can even sell your product. You know what I mean? If you come to me, you need to be well presented for me to be able to buy your product.
Yeah.
So same as our business.
Yeah.
We are trying to sell ourselves the best possible way as we can. So from that consultation, when we meet you for a coffee or a lunch or whatever, our look is very important. You know what I mean? Yeah. Our look has to match the event that we are promising to give you. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's not just about how you will see us dressed all nice and then you get your event. It's another standard. Definitely not. So that is very intentional of us. So the way we will respond to all our clients, you know, it's very important. So by the time we set up your event, we've left you with what we call a feeling. That you cannot do without us. That your event will not happen without us. Yeah. So it's very important for us because we enjoy exactly what we do because passion drives dreams.
You can see it.
Yeah. So we've been very intentional with our brand. We've looked at other inspirational brands, bigger brands, that we aspire to grow to.
That was actually my next question, that where do you get your inspiration from?
Okay, so we get our inspiration from literally anything, hey? It could be your own office.
Mr. Moyo.
Yes, we could get inspiration from Mr. Moyo off the side of the road. Yeah. We get inspiration from architecture. We love to travel. Okay. So when we travel, we're learning. Yeah. It's not just a joyride, you know, or an airport run or whatever. Yeah. We are gathering all that information to use it for the next project that we're working on. Because there's inspiration everywhere, to be honest. Yeah. You know, that's why we can easily converse with people across so many industries. Yeah. Whether it's a corporate field, you know, or it's a creative field, we are able to converse and be able to get something out of that and be able to use it for the event or project that we're working on. Yeah. So it makes life so easy when the client comes to us and they ask for a particular theme or particular floral. Yeah. We've invested in knowing what's trending. We've invested in knowing what the client would like from the brief. We would know exactly what to suggest to you, what will work, what will not work as well. So it has made that attention to detail become one of our cornerstones of the business, to say, you know what, attention to detail, you know, and providing the best possible service, you know, being on time, you know, providing the best and enjoying what you're doing. Because sometimes it's not really about your money or getting the profit from the project you're working on, but it's also enjoying exactly what you've promised the client. So as we set up as well, we are there first, you know, making sure that everything is perfectly well put together. Yeah.
And I like the fact that you mentioned that you are very intentional about everything you do. And then my next question is going to be around what steps do you take to protect that? Because there's a lot of thought going into every piece that's telling a story of the VIP brand. How do you protect that image? What are the things that you can put in place? Say I've got my brand Picturehub. You know, I've been intentional. How do I instill that same culture of luxury, and how do I protect that brand?
Consistency and being intentional. Yes. So with everything you're doing as Picturehub, obviously sometimes everybody gets a lazy day where you feel like, nah, this is not working today. You need to avoid those lazy days. You're running a business for a purpose. You know what I mean? You are there to serve your clients.
Yeah.
So if you're having a bad day, rather not show up for your consultation. Maybe close off the business for the day. You deal with your emotions, whatever it is that you're going over. You know what I mean? And then when you're good and ready, come back. You've refocused. You're ready for business. But don't go into business half-heartedly. You know what I mean? With business, when you start, the first year of business, you don't make any money, which is very discouraging, right? But then when you have a plan and a goal in life about what you want for your business, you go for it with everything you have. You know what I mean? So that's the passion part of it as well. So your passion, your intention, your consistency in what you do. Like every time the phone rings, are you answering it the same way? Every consultation you have, are you speaking the same language? Have you invested in your career? You know, are you speaking the language? Are you speaking the photography language? Are you speaking the videography language? You know, so things like that. It's not just about the business and the profit, but it's about longevity as well. Because we are all running all these businesses, but are we thinking, okay, if I die, I die? No.
So is there like a school of luxury? Where can I, because I'm sure this that you're mentioning, I can't learn everything about luxury in this one episode. How
you can enroll in my school
school of luxury?
Yes, in my school of luxury, yes.
Okay.
No, I get what you're saying, but there's different aspects to luxury. There's luxury brand management. You can enroll for classes. You know, there's online classes with lockdown happening and everything. There's online classes, you can look it up. Luxury brand management. It will definitely help you with regards to how you can forecast your brand towards a luxury product and service. Okay. There's other different subjects under luxury as well. There's you know, luxury clothing, luxury champagne or whatever. So you select the brand that the subjects really that you want to associate with and learn from.
And I guess also in each industry there's like a luxury brand right at the top. So okay, and then in your mind, what are the 5 deadliest sins to commit?
Inconsistency. Inconsistency is my first one. And not investing in your career.
Please explain that, because I feel like sometimes people don't understand that whole investing in your.
Okay, literally I'm saying go to school. Yes. Talent will not keep you at the top. You know what I mean? So go to school, get the paper that says you learned about this subject and you know it. So also that helps you to speak the language. You cannot then be called into a boardroom as an event designer and you're still trying to sell a very freely, you know, like frills and frocks to a CEO. That's a whole different boardroom. You know what I mean?
That's true.
You are not there for that in a boardroom. You know what I mean? Corporate is direct. There are no frills. Their blue is blue. It's not 3 shades of blue. It's not. It's this blue. So they're very direct. They're very intentional, and you don't want to waste their time.
So consistency.
They're not emotional. So once you've learned the language, it's easy for you to speak to your clients across the board, whether it's a lifestyle event, it's a wedding, or it's corporate. You understand? That's why even with our team, you'd find we are quite segmented. I do not plan weddings. I don't plan weddings. I can style an event. I'm terrible at logistics. You understand? But then within these gaps, I've got a team that fills those the gaps. Missing parts. You understand? So it works perfectly for us. I don't do flowers, but we have a florist at the end. So everything has to be well managed, and you need to be able to accept what you can do, run with it, and be the master of that. And once you understand that, okay, now I've mastered this, maybe then take it a notch higher. You understand? Be the sensei of events. You know?
I like
so this. A lot of people give up in between. Days get hard for everyone. But like what I said, once it's your passion and you want it so bad.
So deadly sins, inconsistency. And?
So inconsistency, trying to please everyone. You are not selling ice cream. as a
Okay.
brand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
So you are there for a particular market.
Yeah.
You are not going to serve
Everyone.
the entire market.
Yes.
You will not service everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And also, it's very important to understand that market that you're servicing. That market that you're servicing and who appreciate what you're selling, understand exactly what you're selling.
Yeah.
Right? But as a business, we think, okay, I think I can reach a bit further.
Yeah.
But how are you reaching a bit further? Have you mastered your craft with this small market that you have who understand what you're selling?
Mm-hmm.
To the fact that, okay, now you're saying, let me take it up a notch. By doing that, sometimes you are attracting everybody. So that's very important to then say no.
Mm-hmm.
Say no to some projects. It's allowed.
Yeah.
Tell a client you can't take the job if you can't take the job. Yes, we're looking at the economy and trying to pay bills and trying to do that and take all the money, but you can't do everything and you can't service everyone. So you can't please everyone.
Yeah.
And then the other one is following the crowd. You have to stand out as a business. You know, if you're looking at inspiration from Europe or from Zimbabwe or wherever you want, make sure the inspiration that you're taking is in line as well with your own goals for your own business. Right? The other deadly sin, disrespecting your values. You need to stand by your ethos in any business, or even as a brand, as a person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't sway as the economy drags you or as the weather feels on the day, like what I was explaining earlier. You need to be very respectful
Of
what you're growing. Yeah.
Do you have examples or cases in your where you had to make a conscious decision to say, okay, I think I need to stop now because I feel like I'm edging closer to the point of disrespecting who I am at the core? Just as an example.
Yeah, plenty of times. I looked at the budget that I had been offered for a project. And it was good money at the time. So I was looking at the money aspect because things were hard at that particular time and we needed the money. You know, you've got bills, you've got whatever. So you're looking at the final line and you're thinking, okay, I could use this money. But then what the client wants before you get to the final line was the most stressful project. I could feel it in my gut. Do you know, I could tell that, you know what, the next 2 months, I'm going to feel this money. And I didn't follow my gut. A month before the project date, things were bad with the client. You know, they were very inconsistent. You know, they were changing goalposts that they want. They were unrealistic with their demands. My gut was still there, telling me to stop because it wasn't working. Do you know when you have sleepless nights? But then you know the money is okay. But then you have sleepless nights. So you're thinking to yourself, okay, money or sleepless nights and the stress. So we had to refund the client their deposit.
Wow.
Yeah. We had to refund the client respectfully and move away from the project. So it does happen. You know, people see the glamour on social media and think, you know what, you see the end product of an event. But then before the event, there's the back end. There's a whole process. You know, there's meetings that can last up to 2 hours. There's, you know, a back and forth. There's mock tables that change 5 times. You know, there's venues that change. So it's never easy. But it's how you handle each client differently and knowing where the respect starts and ends.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I think one of the most important lessons I've learned for my own business is, two of the most, well, there are lots, but like your gut is such a good source of information. Sometimes that instinct tells you that this is a bad project.
True.
These days, I do not even try and investigate or question. If it just says no,
No. It's
I
a no.
don't waste my time on that.
Yeah.
And the times where I've disobeyed, I've paid for it.
Yep.
You know, and back in your mind, you're like, okay, I should have just listened. I kind of knew this was
Yep.
a bad thing. But these days, the moment I feel in my gut that, okay, this is going in a direction I'm uncomfortable with,
Yep.
I cut it off.
Yes.
I know emotions.
Yep.
Cut it off.
Don't even think about
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
money
Yeah.
aspect of it.
Yeah.
Because every business owner is really thinking about the money, to be honest. We're all there for the
Yeah,
money,
yeah, yeah.
right? But then when the money comes with all those consequences and the demands,
Yeah,
cut it off.
yeah.
Cut
And
it
the
off.
second thing is saying no.
Yeah.
You know.
Learn to say no.
Yeah. Because I like there's a point that you mentioned. One of the things that got me to change my perspective on my business is I was watching a podcast, and this guy is a photographer, like a world-renowned photographer. And he was challenging people and saying, look, how many clients do you really need to have a good year?
Mm-hmm.
You know. Then he started doing the numbers, and he was like, look, you can actually count on your hands the amount of clients you need to have a really great year.
Yeah.
You know. So why don't you do all the things you need to do to yourself and your business, so that when you get the handful of clients, it's worth their time as well.
Exactly.
And it's worth your
That's
time.
very important.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's very, very important. Yeah.
So in your career, what's the one moment where, as you were doing what you're doing, or as you were designing an event or designing fashion, or an experience that you had in your mind that kind of blew you away, that, okay, I'm actually doing this?
Well, all our events, to be honest. I've always loved beautiful events. So when I got into the business full time to make money, I would make suggestions to some clients, you know, like things I'd seen on TV, and they'll say, let's go for it. And the client could afford it. So for me, with each project that comes, and I make these suggestions, and when the client says, yes, go for it, for me, my heart
Just
out of my chest. I'm like, did the client really say yes?
Yeah.
Like, I've got a client, she had a birthday party. I said to her, for your backdrop, I'm thinking to have a bathtub as part of your backdrop. She was like, sure.
Wow.
I've seen this on TV, and
yeah.
I was like, what? So she says, yeah, actually I do have like a new bathtub. We can ask the plumber to plug it out, and then you can use it.
Yeah.
So things like that, for me, mean everything in the world, to be honest, because I've seen it over and over, you know, on TV, and I get to do it in Africa, in Zimbabwe, in Harare, or Bulawayo, wherever. But it's a dream come true, to be honest, to be doing events. I've always loved well-organized, well-put together.
Do you remember
events.
the first event that you attended or that you saw that kind of blew your mind that, okay, this is even possible?
There are too many. I've attended so many, but I remember the very first event. I was a guest, and I wanted to sort of change the centerpiece. I was so bothered by the centerpiece. That's when I knew, definitely, I'm an event designer.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to fix the centerpiece.
Did you?
Well, I fixed a couple of things. I moved things around. So for me, that attention to detail has always been there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then with regards to events that have blown my mind, there are so many. There are so many. I've attended.
Okay.
Yeah, there's
So let me give you a scenario. So say you have Costa, you know, CEO of a $1 billion media empire, you know, and who's bought into the vision of VIP and Craig, you know. And I'm like, okay, I've got an event I want to do. Location is not an issue. Money is not an issue. Go wild. What would you do?
I'll take them to Paris.
Yes. Okay.
To be honest, there's a lot. Obviously, I would need to do my homework with regards to what the CEO likes. Do they like to travel out?
Yeah.
Would they want to have it locally?
Yeah.
You know, how many guests is the experience? How many days would they like the experience? Because we can stretch this party for a week. So it would all depend on the brief as well. Like I would have a couple of questions and then put together like a nice presentation for
Let's
them
have
to
like
say,
a little mock.
Yes. Okay, so, oh, you mean...
Yeah. Role play. Let's role play.
This is like me getting into second character now because I've got a camera. Now I can do it. Oh my God. Let's say he enjoys the great outdoors.
Yeah. Likes to travel. Likes opulence.
Yeah. They could be private. Maybe take them to a private game reserve. Yeah. You know, get a private chef. Maybe get one of our very good chefs locally to come and present something. And you know, there's a lot to do. Safaris, you know, helicopter rides. Yeah. And also, like I'm saying, it would really depend on a lot of aspects. Like the number of guests and the number of days as well. You know, because also you could actually have a package where they enjoy their celebration within Zimbabwe over a couple of days. And then fly into South Africa, you know, go to Cape Town and, you know, stretch it, go to Paris. Yeah. And so, yeah, the file would be quite thick, but we can definitely package anything that a client dreams of. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's interesting.
We can definitely match their dreams and
Don't worry. When I make my first billion, I'll be giving you a call.
Okay. Yeah. I got you on the speed dial.
Now we're at our rapid fire. Short, precise answers.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Favorite place in Zim? So this is a two-part question. Favorite place in Zim that you've been to, and favorite place that you would like to go to in Zim?
A private game reserve in Victoria Falls.
Do you have the name of the place?
Matetsi.
Oh yeah. Yes. That's a cool place.
Yes.
Have you? I mean, that's a place you'd like to go, or
I'd like to go back.
Oh.
I'd like to go back.
Okay, and the place you haven't been to?
Kariba.
Wow, that's interesting. Do you have any like places in Kariba that, you know, like luxurious? I mean, and what kind of experience would you like? Like an outdoor, wild, or it's like?
Zim is very outdoors, but I'm not an outdoors person. So I would push my comfort zone out of it. Yeah. So I would do boomy. Yeah. Okay. And probably have some glamorous camp vibe, like glamping. Yeah, make sure there's champagne. Yes. Yeah. But I don't think I would ever sleep in a tent. I don't do tents. I don't do.
So you're never going to do wange. Any because I feel like wange is mostly that.
It is mostly that. Yeah. I've got family in wange. My brother stays in wange. So the one conversation we always have is we need to build a house that's got air conditioning. And then visit. So we have that conversation back and forth. I'm like, is my room ready with air conditioning? So it's one of those. I remember I worked in hospitality before, so I would travel past wange for like a minute. It was nice, but I've never experienced it to then say, you know, I slept overnight and experienced whatever. Yeah. But I would. I guess I would. Yeah.
Okay. I would. Favorite place to eat in Zim?
Pistachio.
Pistachio?
Yes.
Serious?
Oh.
What's your favorite?
They've got a salad, a fresh salad. All their food is actually fresh. But then when I crunch into like a lettuce,
and it's
that's
crispy.
It. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, cool.
They've got like a nice healthy menu on there. Yeah.
Well,
I'm not a health addict, but Yeah.
here and there.
Yeah, pistachio.
Favorite experience in Zim?
Does a manicure count? Does a manicure count?
I guess it is an experience. So
Yeah,
manicure,
like I said,
yeah.
I'm not an outdoors.
And Zim is
yeah.
mostly that.
Yeah, I don't. But then I've had so many very nice, beautiful experiences. Unplugged. I used to dance at Unplugged. My
Craig
God.
dancing.
Yeah. Like ask the people who know me. Yeah, I used to dance at Unplugged. I miss Unplugged. What else have I done? I've done a lot. Like eating out is an experience for me. Like proper food, well-cooked food. I like gavas as well.
Yeah. What's your favorite thing in Gava?
They're bap and forth.
Serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking after this. What other experiences in Zen?
So in terms of the manicure, where?
Tammy Taylor. Yeah, Mariah.
Best.
Tammy Taylor, guys. Come on.
Yeah. Okay. And your favorite international luxury brand?
To be honest, internationally, I'm not really into brands. I love the experiences.
Okay, like your favorite experience.
My favorite experience?
Yeah.
Okay, so I shopped.
Associated to a brand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I shopped at a luxury brand, and while I was waiting for my packages, I was asked to come to the back for a haircut and facial.
Wow.
Yeah.
Which brand is it?
Louis Vuitton.
Yeah. Okay.
In Italy.
That's
so
dope.
for me,
Yeah.
that shut it down. Because I thought, okay, they're gonna give me champagne while I wait, but no, they took it. And also, even during that whole facial, and the guy who was doing it, the conversation felt so comfortable. Like he knew me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would definitely go back for that. Because people are there for the experience.
Is it something you'd replicate?
Not really. I would take it 100 notches higher. But definitely it was an experience that I will never forget in my life. Because I was not expecting it.
I like what you just said there. Like it's an experience I'll never forget in my life.
I will never.
Because imagine if we start becoming intentional with our brands to a point where we become, we don't only own real estate in people's minds, but in their hearts.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. That's what luxury is about.
Yeah.
Luxury is not about the expense. It's not luxury until it's magical. You know what I mean? Yeah. So for me, that was magic. I was not expecting a facial.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But come on.
Yeah. That's
at Louis Vuitton. You know, they have a
Do you know
whole
what?
barber station.
I actually feel like I should have reversed my question. Because my next question is, what about the exact same question but Zim context?
In Zim context, okay, so I work with a lot of service providers. And a lot of them teach me different lessons. This is something that I always say to clients. If you're looking for, say, videography and photography, don't then say because you've used this particular person for your corporate shoot, they're going to shoot your party. People work differently and will give you work, their product differently. You understand? Yeah. So you have to know who you're looking for to serve what purpose, right? So with service providers locally, there are service providers who've taught me they're never on time. There are some who've taught me they'll always be on time. There are some who will give me discounts for a reason. Sometimes a discount, you're going to pay for it. Yeah. Because it's either whatever it is you're getting at that discount, there's a reason. Yeah. Either it's a shoddy service or it's a shoddy product. Or it's a genuine discount. So you have to be able to discern across board who you're working with or who you're working for.
I feel like you're dodging my question.
No, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. So when it comes to me saying an unforgettable experience in Zim, it would definitely be the fact that I go back to Yemurai, Temi Taylor every time I'm in Zimbabwe. Yes.
Like, so, let's pick Temi Taylor. I'm sure they're not the only people who do nails.
Exactly.
Why then?
Besides the fact that they serve bubbles.
Okay.
Yes. Like how you've served me bubbles.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've known this brand for a while, right? So when they came into Zim, I decided, okay, let me try them out.
Yeah.
When I went there the very first time, they were very welcoming. So the service provision for me took the cup. Sometimes I'm not ready for my next appointment, but those people are calling me to ask me how my hands are looking.
Wow.
When
you are not thinking of going, but they are calling.
They are calling you to check. Yes.
Okay.
So their service, even when you are there, the ambiance. I love beautiful things. Everybody loves beautiful things. I love beautiful things. The aesthetic of any place. That's why I can't eat everywhere. I'll first look at their Instagram page to see how their food is plated before I decide to go and eat there.
Are you serious?
Yes. I order by picture. You can ask my colleagues. I use Instagram pictures to order my food at restaurants.
Yeah.
If it does not come looking, I'm bored. So with Temi Taylor, they've been there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They've made sure I don't forget them. They'll send me emails.
Yeah.
They'll check on me.
Yeah.
And whenever they notice that I'm local, they're like, dude, come.
Yes. Wow.
So I love them. Like,
and Yemurai?
Yeah. Nobody touches my hands except Yemurai because
Yeah. Wow. I feel like you should have some sort of coaching thing, even online. Look, I'm being serious. Do you know, like, I've learned a lot just by listening, just the intentionality. Even you describing Temi Taylor. Now imagine you have, at the beginning of the interview, you mentioned that you are learning from everywhere. You're traveling, you're exposing yourself to things, and all of those things, you're bringing them back to your business. And then, because no one can, they're not, I mean, if you cannot dispute that VIP is a luxury brand. That's, if you do not accept that, then you're probably just hating. Yeah. And you've just shown us that that's not a mistake. No. So I really do feel like you could set up like a Patreon or something, I don't know, a masterclass. Everyone is doing masterclass.
But will people pay?
But this is the other thing is this, not everyone is in the business of doing luxury, but true. I might be wanting to have that. I aspire to do that, but I cannot see that I'm tripping myself up by not being on time, not presenting myself the right way. Simple things that I could just easily fix. And having someone like you who actually has the battle scars to say, look, we do have the track record, we do have the portfolio.
So you'll be my first client?
I would pay.
We'll talk about that.
I would also film it, and then you would pay me.
Right.
Yeah.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
It's something that definitely I have an affinity for.
Yeah.
I mean, even the books that I read, to be honest, they're on luxury brand management.
Yeah.
My connections as well, they run luxury businesses. So it's one of those where you surround yourself with what you want for your future. I'm not one to be watching WhatsApp statuses. I'm not learning anything from there. I will watch probably like your Instagram stories and whatever, but my timeline also is very, very calculated. I've scaled it down because I want to open my social media and be able to learn all the time.
I think that's
what I'm there for, to be honest. Even my own posts, if I'm not teaching and Some people call it a shady, whatever, but I don't call it shade.
Yeah.
So it's one of those instances in life where you know your goals and purpose. Like Bonan said, if you have a goal and purpose in life, just faith.
Yeah.
You know. So you have to know what you want out of life. Whether you're selling t-shirts, come to me, I'll tell you how to sell those t-shirts.
Yeah. You've heard it from the man himself, the sensei. Thank you, Craig, for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
This was fun.
Thank you
I
so
was
much.
nervous.
Okay. No, thank you for tuning in. Catch us in the next one. Peace.